hard carpin. Or is it carpin hard? Yep, they've got pretty crazy faces, but once you get over that, you'll realize the carp is really quite the beast. And you know that somewhere out there, somewhere in the lake or river, there are a bunch of greasy giants, and they're all over the place. They're like filthy salmon. The carp is quite the beast.
So, Coke Machine, what do you have in that chum bucket over there?
What? Didn't your grandma ever teach you never to ask a dude what's in his chum bucket?
What?
Alright, I'll tell ya. Okay, the recipe is simple. Here in North America, we don't always have easy access to pre-made carp chum, or as the British call it, ground bait. However, a trip to the grocery store is all you need to get started. Just get your hands on a fat sack of instant oats. You can use this as your primary base, or you can mix it up with an equal portion of boiled birdseed to add some variety. Then, mix this up with a can of creamed corn to blob it up and add flavor. Top that off with a can of sweet corn and a bit of water. You want a mixture that has a fluffy consistency, but sticks together when compressed in your hand. Add more water as necessary. Here's a little tip directly from the bottom of my soul. If you turn the oat bag inside out, it can double as a delightful chum mitt, keeping your hands relatively chum-free while baiting your method feeder.
But Coke Machine, what is a method feeder?
Ah, yes. A method feeder looks a little something like this guy. They come in a variety of styles, all carrying a similar theme. A large sinker attached to some kind of cage or ribbing. The idea here is that you can mold your chum balls, aka ground bait, on top of your sinker, and the ribbing will hold it in place during your cast. As the method feeder hits the bottom of the lake, the ground bait will absorb water and plop off in direct proximity to your bait. For the bait that goes on your hook, or hook bait as it is so curiously named, I like to use several pieces of canned corn underneath a kernel of floating corn. This is threaded with a baiting needle onto what is called a hair rig, and held in place with a piece of plastic, often called a bait stop. As you can see, the bait goes onto the hair or extended tag end as opposed to directly on the hook. This does wonders to place the hook in the lip of the fish and avoid deep hooking. The leader, or hook link, is only about 4 to 6 inches long and is semi-attached to the method feeder. This is done by nesting the ball swivel that connects the leader and the main line inside a rubber sheath that is attached to the feeder. Having the leader semi-attached ensures that in the event of a break-off, the fish is not dragging around 2 ounces of weight. In many other fishing rigs, anglers go to great lengths to make sure that the fish doesn't feel the sinker. In this rig, which is known as a bolt rig, the exact opposite idea is used. The sinker is very heavy, and when the carp picks up your bait and feels the prick of the hook, it bolts away, thus setting the hook on itself against the weight of the sinker. This method is absolutely genius and makes for some very dramatic hookups. Before I discovered how to use this rig, I had very poor results with carp. This rig changed the game for me. Although you could easily get away with a Y-shaped stick and a bell, many Euro anglers use electronic bite alarms mounted on fancy rod holders called rod pods. These hold the rods in an easy position, ready for grabbing. A bite alarm allows the angler to detect even the slightest tap, and when used along with a gizmo called a bobbin, it can detect when a hooked fish is swimming towards the rod. Unfortunately for us Canadians interested in hard carping, specialized carp gear such as method feeders, baiting needles, and bite alarms are rarely available in local fishing stores. Luckily, there are plenty of online sources here and in Europe that will have everything you need and a whole lot more if you really want to blow some cash. So, order yourself up some gear and get ready to tap into a largely untouched fishery filled with monster fish. Rig it.